a lot of the work.
Computer restarted.
If you want to design specific modules or artifacts or whatever, there are Kickstarter levels, tiers for those.
Someone asked,
tiers for those.
Be able, someone asked, will there be crew development? Yes. One of our stretch goals, we want to add in crew development. How that works is that instead of the ship gaining XP like in most RTS games, the crew on the ship gain the XP, and you can move them. The officers, you can move them between ships, and you can promote them up the tiers, and you can even put them all onto your capital ship, like your best ones, obviously, on your capital ship. And what that means is that all of their abilities, they don't gain the XP, and you don't unlock the abilities, making them weapons officers, engineering officers, and all that stuff. And so you'd put, obviously, your best crewmen would be promoted up the ranks and end up on your capital ship, and they would give buffs to your capital ship's abilities. So hero units will be possible, yes. Capital ships are hero units. And your crews are also heroes. Because, like, your weapons officer that you have on your capital ship, it's not like you just bought, like, weapons officer named Fred because he has cool buffs. No. He started out as a random recruit on a Corvette, and he went leveling up and progressing. So by the time he makes it on your capital ship, he's probably been in your empire for, like, a month. You've probably destroyed 100 ships with him, and he has a record of his military achievements in your empire. So these characters... I mean, sure, it is just a character on one of your ships, but at the same time, he's actually seen a lot of battle, and he will have won awards, and he will have, like, been war heroes.
So, here's a question. If the ship gets blown up, is there a chance for the guy to escape?
Yes. Now, as you design your own ships, like right now the guys in the ship design are designing some ships, as you design all of your own ships, one of the utilities you can put on is escape pods, which will drastically increase the chance of when the ship, if the ship goes supernova and blows up, your crew surviving. There is already a good chance that your crew will survive, but they could die. If you put on escape pods...
See if I can speed this loader along here. Yeah, it's speeding up now. Don't kill me. Not yet.
How do they... So,
well, ships have just escape pods by default. But you can have more advanced escape pod systems and stuff like that, more advanced emergency escape pods and stuff like that. But all ships have a form of escape pod by default. I mean, like, what cool ship does humanity create that goes out on the high seas right now that doesn't have escape pods? I mean, like, it's a joke. Like, of course you have them. But some ships can have much more advanced versions of escape pods.
So just think about it this way. Like, like the default escape pods are like some dinghy or something like that they can get in. Who knows? They might just freeze to death. They might run out of food. Whatever happens. If you buy the escape pods, you upgrade to, like, the Cadillacs of escape pods with, like, climate control.
They have rims.
Yeah, they have rims and, possibly FTL or, just stuff that makes it so it's more likely that they will survive. Where do the crew go after they escape?
They go to your nearest planet. Depending on what the escape pods are and stuff like that, there may be a time delay of when they reach the planet. And when they get to the planet, there's a chance that they're perfectly fine and it's not a big deal, or there's a chance that they were actually injured but still managed to make it off the ship, in which case you'd need to build a hospital or transport them to a planet that has a hospital to actually start recovering their wounds, and it may be a week before they're combat effective again.
So I want to mention something because it looks
escape
like...
pods with built-in nukes.
Oh, no.
It looks like our guy... It looks like our player was showing off some of the graphical features. So what's really cool about that is that if you rotate around or as you maneuver, you can actually, you have your main engines, but you also have side engines. So as the ships are moving, you will actually see, like, the side thrusters go off in order to orient the ship around.
Oh, that's right.
So if it is thrusters firing to, like, reposition it in space.
Right. So
that's a nice little fleet going.
If you go straight back, then the ship will actually use its front stability thrusters to go back, which will be less effective than the main thruster, but at the same time, it's still going to be more effective than turning around, thrusting, turning around, whatever.
Luke,
So
can you move some of the ships around and just zoom in and show the vernier thrusters and stuff and how they work? Okay, so now as you can see, he is making his battle column is moving to the next solar system.
So, as anybody can tell you, the best way to win a fight is to come in small groups that are
Zoom in
easily
on the
handled.
ship slot so we can see it. Press F to follow one of the ships.
Yep, if you select a ship,
Let's go hunting, shall we?
so you can see the main thrusters, and then it's shaking a little bit because they're actually moving so fast due to travel speed. So we'll show it again in a little bit, and
No, but you can
preferably
still
with
zoom in and see it. Like, there you go. You see the engines firing on the sides, readjusting their position and stuff.
oh yeah, there you go. That was good.
I don't know who that is.
All right, so will there be nebulas in the
They're
game?
gonna get it.
Well, what do you call those things that are out there? You can see them right there. They're nebulas. No, well, there will be things to discover in space. I think
Okay,
if
someone was asking, like, that
I've seen
saying that their
things
application is still
floating in
pending. Yeah,
space.
because we're the guys who have to accept it. As you notice, we're a bit busy.
Yeah.
Talking to you.
Tell you what, do you want us to just leave now and then?
Yeah, we
no,
can all
okay.
just leave right now and, like, get to work on that. Or we actually shouldn't say that. They'll probably all say yes.
Yeah,
and
they'll
leave.
be like, "No."
No, that was a joke. That was a joke.
Why would I want to watch you guys play it?
Yeah, so what the fuck?
Okay, so to how to get a key? Do we still have keys remaining?
I think
let's-
we still have, like, 10 keys remaining.
Okay, so can you link the first link, like the link to?
Yeah, okay, so here is the link to create the account. You go explaining stuff, I'll go linking stuff.
Okay, so you go to the first link and you register at the Tali Studios and you get a new account. That gives you an account with us, and then you take that. Yeah, that's the address. So you take that address you take that account that you made at that address, and then you go to.
All set in. And then you email it to that email address.
Yes.
With your username. We need your username there. And that way
Yeah.
we can find your account activated.
So you email the email address with the username that you just created an account with on the Tatali Studios website. And then we will activate the first 100 emails that we receive.
This is actually pretty good fleet composition. I like it. But as you can see in there, he has some smaller ships up at the front there. So he has like some corvettes and some cruisers and stuff to use as flankers. But he also does have, it looks like 5 or 6 battleships there that he can use to kind of like hold the line and stuff while other people flank. I drew in a Zendi. I want to see someone drew in a Zendi.
So,
Let's see, loading. Oh, that's actually really badass.
where is it? I don't
He
see
just
it.
put it in chat there.
Uh-oh. I think
Oh yeah. Killing some big ships here.
I can't see it.
You can't see it. Okay, I'll post it again. But I didn't draw the Zendi.
No, I see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's actually really cool. Now, for people who don't know who the Azendi are, sucks to be you. Wait,
We'll never talk about it again.
It will be never referred to again, ever. Wait, I'll post you guys an image. Where are the Azendi? Oh god, no, yeah. I just broke our website. Okay, so for people who don't know who the Azendi are one of our alien races in the game, who are absolutely awesome.
Hold on, while you prepare that, I have a minor correction.
That is the Azendi. Those are the Azendi. That is a Azendi.
Take this guy's planet if I can.
So, so you're not actually. Don't worry about the activation email.
Oh, yeah,
Just
we have
get the
tried it.
account. Just get the account, and then just get the account and email it to the email address. We're kind of circumventing the standard process for this. Yeah, so this is my bearded dragon Eberron.
I used to have two bearded dragons actually. They are awesome.
They are amazing. I'm very happy with him.
Have you ever played Dawn of War or Company of Heroes? I have played probably every single RTS game that you can think of. Most likely I've played it.
No, I've never heard of it. What's Dawn of War? Is it good?
Is it good? Does it have spaceships?
I took his planet.
Can you micro?
Bro, do you even micro?
Yeah, bro, do you even control group?
So it looks like we have a pretty intense fight going on.
Yeah, it's actually
I'm not sure if this is.
I'd say it's just a bit of like, oh wait. I was about to say, I think it's just some really clever man of war tactics there, like breaking up the enemy fleet. And I just no, actually the enemy fleet just completely surrounded him.
Yeah. So what's interesting is that you can see, especially with that smaller fleet that was off on the right, he was attacking particularly things in the middle in order to maximize splash damage out. At this point, this is basically the exact opposite position that he's been in the last time. So now he has the bigger ships versus smaller ships. So he kind of wants to create a very defendable position where they can't find a place to attack very effectively. And so he's... okay. So he has the major distraction in the middle, which are actually fairly heavily tanked and, going after the smaller stuff. And then he's got his smaller stuff now flanking around to the back of the enemy's slower units. This might actually work. Oh, the enemy is actually turning around away from the flankers and actually away from everybody. That might be a very costly mistake. I think part of the problem is that so he moved a set of people really, really close to the dreadnoughts so that even if they attack them, they will explode and do splash damage to those dreadnoughts. And the dreadnoughts were actually scared of that, so started to move away, but unfortunately forced the dreadnoughts to turn away from our forces, which causes them to be even more vulnerable. So it's only a matter of time before those dreadnoughts start to be taken down, and then those explosions will continue to cascade throughout the group. They tried to bring around other people to flank our smaller ships, but it looks like we have yet another flank behind their flank that are taking them out. Flanks upon flanks. Yo, dog. Now it's just a matter of whether or not he can focus fire on those dreads enough. Oh, the dreads are now turning back around towards the center forces, away from the enemy, from his flank. He's got to move his fast movers around. They've got a much further distance to go now. But it looks like the flank defenders of the enemy troops are all but destroyed. So now he's coming around to create a kill sack, more or less. So now the dreadnoughts more or less have no good place to go. So with very, very few dreads, it looks like our fleet has managed to take out the enemy fleet of dreads simply because of the fact that dreads are very inflexible. So last time we did, or when we did the big all-in event, people were complaining that dreads were too powerful. Well, this is a case of an example of where going with a bunch of dreads is actually a critical mistake because our forces were just way too agile and were able to get the better on him. They're able to mop up the few supporting ships that the enemy had, and now it's just basically cleaning up. Orcs. So now it looks like the dreadnoughts are just in a last-ditch effort trying to charge the enemy, so that way when they explode, they do damage. He can just burn straight through them now. Oh, and a second force. So this is an interesting thing to note. Although your population cap is a hard limit, what ends up happening is that you can actually have ships in reserve. You can have ships pre-built on your planet in your starbase ready to go. And even other ships, you can have all of the parts assembled and everything ready to go within the factory. And so what happens is that as he's blowing up the enemy ships, they're just able to assemble new ships because their population cap has gone down. They can just instantly start dropping out new ships, which is why it's it's much advantageous to defend as opposed to aggress with everything. And so what has ended up happening is that he although the first fleet was successful, he was able to pump out a second fleet fast enough in order to capitalize on our pilot's distractedness of mopping up the dreadnoughts. and they appear to be doing a much better job. And unfortunately, because A, FTL is turned off, and B, FTL is not a very valid combat strategy, it's actually going to be very, very difficult for him to do the same, because he will have to go all the way back with that distance. So again, this is a really good example of where the tactics come in. Although it was really cool to send a fleet in here, in the end, it would have been much better for him to like come here, try to get a beachhead. Nick is actively trying to distract away from my explanations, but I think that you want to hear this more. So what he could have done is he could have come in, created a beachhead planet in order to be able to basically do the same thing. It looks like enemies have come up to his planet because he left it very little defensive, although he also can now launch his own backups, which it looks like he is. Those backups will be incapable of actually getting to the fight soon enough in order to be effective. However, again, if he had created a beachhead, he would have been able to launch from there. Unfortunately, that has not happened, so it looks like the enemy is just going to be able to outbuild him and out-attrition him based on the fact that this is his home. Yeah, and I just got word from our player that he's kind of realized that the doom is coming down. Can you zoom out again? I just want to see there's an enemy fleet in perfect formation coming down. Yeah, that's scary. Yep. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So once again, in individual fights, this is actually a really good example. Individual fights can go one way or another, but to make progress, to push forward, to expand, whatever, that actually ends up being a bigger key. So it's already not a very twitchy game to begin with, but also, if you just get waxed in one thing, you can have a reserve unit and be able to recover from a loss very, very quickly. All right, did we miss any questions while I was talking?
Yeah, I've been answering them on chat. Someone asked, will we expand the game into full 3D movement? Actually, the game used to be full 3D. We removed it, though, because considering the fact that there's directional armor on ships, all ships are custom designed, and ships have fire arcs, it is so complicated to actually control in full 3D space that it becomes almost impossible to play tactically. I mean, think about, Homeworld. Already, and that was in a small limited area with maximum 1 or 2 planets, already became very, very, very complicated for a player. And now imagine a galaxy where you'd be fighting 4 wars across multiple solar systems with huge fleets of hundreds of ships, and you add in 3D movement, it gets to the point where it becomes just impossible to play. Fuck it.
You have to make decisions about what you want to tactically define your game. I think it was mentioned the other day that strategy is defined by what you can't do, and so we decided, or they decided, whatever, cool. They decided that the positioning warfare is much more interesting than just 3-dimensional warfare, and so this idea of firing arcs and all that stuff is something that hasn't really been done that much or that well in the past, and so it's much more engaging than just haha, I can fly up, oh, now I don't actually know where I'm going and all that stuff. So will there be planetary guns? So one of the things that we've talked about is in previous streams is the possibility of having planetary defense systems that aren't necessarily attached to ships but might cost less CP. So as a
more defensive players and stuff.
Right. So as your alliance as your empire expands, do you want to go to this very large empire? Let's say you want to be an industrial empire, so you need a ton of planets in order to churn stuff out. Well, you can actually spend SP on or CP rather on
space points. SP. Oh.
Why isn't it SP? No. You can spend that on planetary defenses, which will kind of take you further, but obviously you're not going to be very aggressive that way.
Oh my god, okay, so actually the guy who was just beating the crap out of my developer is my best friend. He just wrote me on Skype. He's the guy that I actually thought up the concept of this game with while playing StarCraft one night like 7 years ago.
Well, no wonder he's doing, no wonder he's making the right choices. So, looks like we're going for another flank. So the other thing to point out is that a lot of this stuff is based, I mean, like right now, tech invention is not a thing. So there's all kinds of stuff going, you know, once you start throwing in inventions too, like this is like, imagine...
Tech inventions is a thing, just right now it was Buddy, so we removed it.
Right. I mean, like in this game, the invention system is not a thing. So right now everybody's working on just like base stuff. So everything's very predictable at the moment because everybody kind of knows what all the base stuff is. If we, you know, once you throw in this sort of stuff, then, you know, ships may do things that you just don't expect them to do, and you know, you may not be able to predict it as easily. So this is, I mean, this combat right now is more or less similar tactics being played out in different degrees, which is kind of cool as people are countering each other and re-countering each other. But you know, it gets that much more interesting when you can start like doing stuff that people aren't totally unexpectable.
Okay, someone asked, is there research that's only available to one player? Not exactly. But the way research works is that you go generating theories based on things that happen in the game, based on over time, depending on how many research facilities you have, stuff like that. Now, you have no idea what a theory will produce. So a theory is, we have this thing. What happens if we light it on fire? So you can take that theory and start researching that theory in a laboratory. And then what that is doing is you're taking that thing and lighting it on fire. Now you'll find out, based on like a scientist losing his eyebrows, that when you light it on fire, it blows up. So then from that, you will have a concept of a prototype of something you could use it for. So okay, it blows up. What if we try and make an armament out of it? Like use it as a high explosive shell for a cannon. And that's your prototype concept. You can research that prototype, and out of that will come a new type of cannon that uses a special kind of exploding ammunition. But at the beginning, you have no idea what it will be. You just have this thing, let's light it on fire and see what happens. Now, you keep generating these theories. It's not a linear progression. It's more of a widthwise expansion of tech. But because it's random, oh,
they got us.
They
got us. They got us on a technicality.
It should actually be a hypothesis. That is true. That is true. Anyway, screw you. Screw you and the spaceship you rode in on.
Yeah, so theories will just be your people will generate theories over time. So you'll just go back to your laboratories and there'll be a new theory ready to be researched, basically based on what you've experienced. So I've got a question about that, though, and it's based on a question that was asked earlier. So if I invent a new ship from exploration, or a new gun, or not exploration, but through this invention process, I invent a new gun, and then I sell it to somebody else, can they attempt to reverse engineer it and try to recreate the theory for themselves? No,
because as you are an advanced civilization, we are assuming that you have probably put some kind of fail-safes to prevent that, unlike the Russians. No. Okay, if you don't get the joke, how China develops their military warfare, they go to Russia and buy one of something, and then they don't reverse engineer and start mass producing it. So China goes to Russia, it's like, we'll buy one of your new MiGs. Next year, China's mass producing their new version that looks exactly like the Russian MiG. So now China wants an aircraft carrier. China goes to Russia, we'll buy one aircraft carrier. They start deconstructing, and right now China's busy producing like 8 aircraft carriers that look surprisingly exactly like the Russian ones. So yeah, we're assuming that like at this level of human evolution, you figure out some way to prevent people from reverse engineering your stuff.
But could there also possibly be a balance where if you use the gun on somebody, there's a chance that they will recognize the fact that something new has happened and possibly spawn a theory of their own? Maybe not even the same one.
No, you can spawn theories like that, but we actually want to try and avoid that because that's actually a vital link between players. someone else having a component that you want is a vital connection there that creates cooperation that we want to support and promote.
True.
Okay, guys, we have 7 more keys to give away. 7 more keys. Okay? So anyone who's here who doesn't know about the fact that we're giving away some temporary beta access, alpha access, you can sign up. No, you haven't gotten yours yet because I said we're the one who has to go and activate the accounts. And
we're literally just counting the number of emails we received. That's how we're doing it. Okay,
and then
this is not.
After we're done with this, we're gonna go eat more coffee beans, and then and then after we eat lots of coffee beans, we'll go and individually activate each account.
Yeah. So if you at this point, if you have done the instructions and you have emailed us your the name that you registered with, you're good. I would. How long do you think it'll be till we can get the keys out? Because now they're saying
by Monday. By Monday, everyone should have.
Yeah, let's not do that.
It's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning here, guys. Be friendly.
We just want So by Monday we'll be getting these keys out. So don't stay up all night or whatever. We'll get it to you guys as quickly as we can. But
I know how that goes, though, guys.
Have a good night,
that
man.
Was me a couple nights ago.
But yeah, please don't hold your breath. I don't want anybody passing out.
What do we have here?
Keys out. But you will be given it with plenty of time to set it up, experience the game, get a feel for it, and be ready for next Saturday. And you better be there next Saturday. You better crash the server, and you better crash it because of how many people they are. Because at this point, I would kind of want to prove Nick wrong.
Okay, no. Well, I was actually laughing. My friend just wrote me on Strife saying that at first he didn't realize that he was the one who was fighting against the dev on the live stream. And then he realized that, wait a minute, all the tactics they keep on making fun of is what I'm doing right now.
So, well, that means I'm saying the right stuff. Anyway, so it looks like he's just chasing down. So this is why this is one of the fun things about Dreadnoughts. You can't really run away in Dreadnoughts because his little fast fleet is just kind of picking him off as they run away.
Oh, and there the Dreadnought goes. Goodbye.
Yep. It's a good time. So,
that was just a small portion of my fleet. Now he's
we have just broken 37,000.
Nice.
Yeah. Good job, guys.
We should set some sort of goal for like next Saturday. If we beat it by next Saturday, we add something to the Kickstarter.
Yeah. What should we do?
I don't know.
Oh no, not
We'll
good.
figure
By
out
next Saturday, if we break 50.
I don't know. We should do different goals. Maybe 50,000, 100,000 or something.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll think through that. It'll be in an update.
I'd offer to shave my beard, but I don't think people want that.
No, I don't think they do either. I think people would actually like lower their bids and stuff.
Yeah, be like, I'm withdrawing my money.
Like, no. More important that he keeps the beer than I get this game.
Yeah, that'd be bad. All right.
Oh man, I actually think it's coming to the end of our podcast now.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, some of us need to get back to working.
If there's,
people will riot if it gets shaved.
Okay. I'm sorry. I won't throw that one out there again. Maybe Nick will shave.
No, it's November. Oh no, it's not. It's not. All right, no. Yeah, as of 2 hours ago, I can now officially shave. Oh, damn it.
All right. So anyway, guys, if there's no more questions right now or whatever, I'm going to.
Oh wait. One last thing. Can you steal hypotheses from another player? Yes. I love how everyone else has already renamed it. It's like fuck your naming. Hypothesis is the new name for them. Yes, you can steal hypotheses from another player, but you have to actually capture their planet, and you can steal hypotheses that they were currently researching on a laboratory on that planet. So whatever they were currently working on in that lab, you can get that. Okay.
Hold on a second.
I should show off my Warhammer collection. I showed you guys already some of my battle suits. Oh wait, okay, before we go, I'll show you my pride and joy of my collection. My completely converted out, you're not really going to be able to see it very well, but a a Lizardman Carnosaur that was completely converted out of an Orc Savage chest and using a Chaos Space Marine cloak, and he has a massive club, and yeah, there he is. And this, I run a dual Carnosaur Lizardman list, which is really uncompetitive, but it's really cool because they're both meant to be Greek gods. That is Hercules, and like you see, he has like the lion skin cape and stuff. And then the other one is my battle standard bearer, and he is Theseus. The one you can actually see that like he's holding up the Minotaur's head and stuff.
So a couple things. First of all,
I'm geeky as hell.
My wife actually yelled from the other room that it's hypotheses.
Okay.
So that's the plural of hypothesis. Any rate, and then also
that's why
guys,
we called them theories. I can pronounce that shit.
Exactly. So the other
actually, I was ordered that as we're leaving, I must show off the real cool model here, which is. Remember I said we have alien races? Well, this is the stall of one of them.
Yeah, we're going to switch over to Nick being full screen. As we do that, I'm going to say to everybody, yes, somebody just pointed out it's not in the mainstream media. By all means, post it on Reddit, post it on Facebook, get it out there. We were posted on a lot of different websites, but basically, news websites don't know that something's a big deal unless they're told it's a big deal, and that's the real reason why it's not out there. So, we're definitely working hard to make a good game and get our name out there. But everything that you guys can do to help, big name live streamers, media outlets, so on and so forth.
That is the stall of the Varanus alien race.
So you got to show it. It's 3-dimensional, right?
Yeah. What do you mean it's 3? Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah. So
I'll pick up the webcam.
Okay.
Well, you can move it though, right?
All
Jim, I'm not gonna move. I'm not gonna move the goddamn stall. I'll move the
that's
webcam.
fine.
Okay.
Alright, bud.
They want to know how you made it.
It's made here.
Sorry about
You can
that.
see a bit of the broken bits. It's made out of originally a core of styrofoam, and then it has bits of carbon fiber over it, bits of ceramics to smooth it out. And actually, I didn't make it. Our creative director made it, and it's just awesome.
So can you do us a favor?
Mhm.
Get like a decent camera and take pictures of it and post it on. We'll post it on the website.
If anybody's in my stream,
I could
please
try.
raise
I mean,
my
I think we need to
people's
put me
account,
getting a decent
follow,
camera as a stretch goal in that case.
Click on my links, go to my other channels. Don't forget to visit their Kickstarter
And-
if you haven't already.
My towel. They're awesome.
And I am about to go
And this guy that I'm still in the middle of sculpting.
attack this guy.
And my awards, and my flags, and my sword. My face.
All right.
Okay, I'm sorry for that. Showing my face that close on camera is against the Geneva Convention. I apologize.
There we go.
And my axe.
Okay, guys.
Yes,
Thank
they
you.
are much more awesome than the resolution allows. All right. Yes. Thank you guys so much for coming, guys. People took pictures. So once again, we're going to do this again
my
soon.
fleets.
We like interacting with you guys. Some of you guys have been doing Twitch streams. I have been occasionally dropping in on them and just saying hi and whatnot, keeping an eye on forums or whatever. So awesome.
Also, one thing I recommend for everyone, as you'll be getting like the infiltrator accounts and stuff like that, I recommend that you all go onto our forums now that you've made an account there, and you can talk with the other infiltrators and organize play sessions and meetups and stuff like that, where you can all get on together and have massive battles and stuff like that. All
And
right.
if any of you guys are good, if any of you guys are Redditors, we do have a subreddit, Novus Aeterno, where
Here we
I
go.
have been
There's
posting
the
stuff
fleet.
and will be posting stuff, and you guys can use it as a way to, keep in touch. One of the things is, I know this is true. This is another thing about getting the name out there. I'm a pretty hardcore Redditor, and I know a lot of other hardcore Redditors. If there's a new game, the way I tell if the game's any good is I go to Reddit, and if there's a lot of people talking about it, there's a lot of good people talking good things about it in their subreddit, then I know it's probably a good game. If a lot of people are not talking about it, or the last post is every it's like from 4 months ago, then I know it's probably not going to be that active of a game. So right now our subreddit is not that active. So just
and guys, we are trying to get it posted on mainstream media. We've told them about it, and we're trying to organize them to get on and play it. But the fact is that they don't like Kickstarter projects that much anymore, and unless it's making a lot of money or being really successful on Kickstarter, they don't want to really feature it unless they have a reason to.
Well, actually, so about that, we were on Joystick, we were on MMO Gaming, I think, and a lot of different Kotaku and a bunch of other stuff. But the problem is that we can't just be like, hey, can you post a thing that we still have a Kickstarter going? So what's going to happen is, like, next Saturday is going to be really cool, and then maybe that will become a new news article. We have to make things that are newsworthy. The fact that we have a Kickstarter has already actually been published in the news once. So we got to do other things that are newsworthy in order to continue to be in the news.
Yes. Yep. Like generate interest.
Azure says that we can post that we're amazing, and that's a news. That's news in and of itself.
And follow.
You do not. As far as NDA goes, we're not for this alpha treatment. We're not really concerned about NDA. We just want, like, if you're going to stream or put up videos or whatever, just make sure you point out that this is a early alpha access. So things can change, and there will be some problems. Some features may not be in the game yet. Obviously, if you guys are here, you're fans. We're not afraid of you guys like casting us in some sort of terrible light or whatever. Don't try to the one thing I will ask is that if anybody's talking about like finances or any of that kind of stuff, the nitty gritty stuff that isn't gameplay related, just tell them that we answer questions in live streams and stuff like that.
Or also direct them to our Kickstarter page. We answer a lot of questions on our Kickstarter page. So stuff like that,
Absolutely.
like direct us there. But otherwise, I mean, the thing is, we are gamers as well. We want to share our project with you guys. It's not and we don't need to hide it. We don't need to get all bitchy about it like most publishers. And we're gamers, you're gamers. Just enjoy it and just be honest and don't just make sure people understand that this is just an early alpha. There's still a lot we're doing and a lot we're working on. That's why we're on Kickstarter.
Yeah. So our legal department basically comes down to one kneecap or two. So we don't really have to worry too much about it. Awesome. All right. Well, guys, it's been a blast. See you guys soon.
Time for me to have food. Yay!
Yay!
Cheers, guys. Have a good evening.
That was very informative. I hope you all enjoyed that. If anybody was watching, if anybody's watching now, this is going to be uploaded on YouTube. It's definitely the most gameplay footage I've been able to show yet.
Heading standpoint. Awaiting orders.
Just got some reinforcements coming in here. What I really need here is some people to coordinate with. Let's bring these last few ships over, huh? See how he likes that.
Standpoint locked. Moving out. We are ready for orders. Ship is badly damaged.
Alright, Alright, missiles on the dreadnoughts. Not so good, I think. So. We'll go here. Design some new ones. I'm actually gonna go with the cruisers because they're a little bit faster. Actually, no, I'm gonna stick with the dreadnoughts.
We are taking heavy fire. Target has been eliminated.
The enemy ship has been down.
Ship is badly damaged. We are taking heavy fire. Orders received. Heading to that point. We are ready for orders. Off the clear.
Sir, we have lost
Ship is
one
badly
ship.
damaged.
Sir, a ship has been lost.
Awaiting orders.
Alright, let's design that new dreadnought now. Dreadnought Mark II. I didn't like the way my other dreadnought was performing, so I went ahead and designed a new one. And that's the doorbell.
We're taking heavy fire.
Just a moment while I go get the door.
Ship is badly damaged.
Greetings, everybody. This is I just received my beta key today. It's installing, but I'm so excited, so thrilled to death for this beast of a game that I just couldn't wait. I came over to my buddy's house. I got to get my hands on it right now. So if you all don't mind, I'm actually going to mute this microphone for just a brief moment and click some buttons. Potentially mute this microphone.
We are taking heavy fire. Ship is badly damaged.
How's the fight going? Use the WASD keys to move the camera. Really? Okay. You can zoom out, zoom in with this scrolly mouse thingy. Press space bar to zoom out like in Mankind.
How do I issue the orders?
You select the ships and then just right click where you want it to move.
Awaiting orders.
You can change
That point locked.
formation
Moving out.
and stuff too. See, I had like, it looks like he just built a bunch of fresh ships and sent them there and what happened.
How do I know if the formation is selected?
Sir, we have lost a ship.
Should be highlighted. Max, get out of there.
Max,
come here.
come on, buddy. Get back.
Come on. Come here. Come on, Max.
This
Come here.
300-pound pit bull
My ship has been lost.
slash bear
Come on.
around the
Max.
electronics.
Come here.
Good thing.
Sir,
We are ready for orders. All systems team. Heading to that point. Off the clear. We are ready for orders. Off the clear. That point locked. Moving out. The ship's defenses are almost completed. We are taking heavy fire.
sir, we have lost a ship.
Ship is badly damaged.
Using ships, bro.
Almost completed. We are ready for orders.
That's the nice thing about it.
Awaiting orders.
The alpha end doesn't take so long
All
to build
systems
up, so
team.
you can
Heading
just
to
like
that
do
point.
whatever you want half
Off the
time.
clear.
You loosen up
My ship has been lost.
Awaiting orders.
That's the first time I've been in like fights right there.
Sir, we have lost a ship.
You got your ass handed to you.
I got new two ships designed to come up to all my bases, all my planets in the system. Got more planets in the system.
We are ready for
You
orders.
got owned, bro.
That point locked.
You didn't even kill a single ship.
Yeah, I did. You just sent a lot more there. That battle was raging for quite a while.
Sir, we have lost a ship.
Long before you arrived.
You worried about your planets?
Huh?
You worried about your planets?
Well, yeah, but
Is this your planet you're
I
fighting
gotta do
over, or
this.
his?
I gotta do this.
Is this your planet you're fighting over, or his?
No, that's his planet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I had taken it from him, but he came and took it back.
Oh well. Good thing you have a little help incoming.
Yeah, man. You know, Emperor Oki got it too.
Oh really?
Yeah, he bought the package. Him and